Hey, Screaming Geek Media here. I'm Jerry the Geek. Today we're just going to be going over all the places you can find physical media. And, online, all your shopping needs, especially now with Christmas season, Black Friday deals, a lot of stuff going on. So we're going to talk about all the different places you can find. But before we dive in, if you like physical media, Blu-rays, 4Ks, DVDs, if you like home theater, movies in general, anything like that, please check out my other videos on my channel. Like and subscribe and turn your bell notifications on. So let's just jump right in, talk about, share my experiences, all the places I like to do some shopping, plus other sites that I've never dealt with. I'm going to try to go over everything that I know I've found. I'm sure a lot of you out there probably know, most of these places, but hopefully I find a few viewers that's maybe new to the collecting that is kind of wanting to know what, where all to buy. Instead of your big names, there's some oddball places you can find some physical media. So hopefully you can learn something from this and find some good deals that you was unaware of. Also, if, comment below if you have any others that maybe I've missed. If you know some other places that are good, find some good deals and share your experiences as well, good or bad. So try to help everyone out there. Now, before actually getting into the retailers, I have to say, most of you might agree about talking about Blu-ray.com. For me, and I think a lot of you out there that collect physical media, Blu-ray.com is basically the Bible for the physical media, community. Now, they don't cover DVDs, but as far as, anything Blu-ray related, 4K, which is an extension of Blu-ray, it is on this site. As far as region 1, if it's, imported from other regions, I don't think there's any of those on the site. Everything is region 1. But if you want to know, if you're curious to see if anything's been released on Blu-ray, Blu-ray.com is a place to go. I go to this site religiously. Anytime I want to, that's my jumping off point. If I'm ready to do some shopping, if I'm looking for a particular title, I start there first because they're linked with Amazon. So you always have like a base price. You go on the site, you can type up in a search bar, and it'll give you all the different versions available. So for example, you go up the top and put in a Top Gun, just the not Maverick, but the original, and you pull up the Top Gun 4K. You see here underneath the title, you have the studio it was released from, which isn't always. Sometimes you'll see the boutique labels where they license out, so you'll see their name there instead of the main studio that made the film. It'll list when the film was made, released originally, the running time if there's more than one cut, the rating, and then it'll tell you when a physical disc was released. Then down next to the actual picture, then you'll see that it starts out, shows all the video information, like how the disc was encoded, and for 4K it'll tell you if the HDR formats, what's involved, like aspect ratio. Then underneath you'll see all the audio formats are available. Then it goes down to some subtitles. Then it'll give you information like the actual disc, if it's a 1-disc set, 2, 3, whatever. From everything I've seen, all of them list what type of BD disc it is, like the capacity, like a 50, 66, or a BD 100, which is the highest capacity at the moment. Then scroll down, you'll see little synopsis. They'll talk about the movie itself, a little review of the movie, and then they'll actually break down and tell you about the review of the video, how the rating of it, and talk all about it. Then they go in and talk about the audio. Then underneath that, you'll actually scroll down further, especially here on this Top Gun, you'll see there's many different Blu-rays available. So if you're looking for something, a lot of times if you might say, if you're doing some shopping, you wonder why one is priced more than another, and you have different covers. This is a site to come to find out what the differences are, So I mean, don't always go with the cheapest one, but at the same time, everybody's different. You can compare the two. Say maybe this one has different packaging. Maybe this one has a new transfer. This site will give you all that info to let yourself make the best educated decision on what you want to get. Also, from the main page, over in the left-hand column, you'll see it'll say a 4K release calendar. So you can actually go in and click on that. It'll give you a month. Well, actually, it'll break it down. You'll choose like the month that you want to look at. If you can actually choose if you want to just look at 4K or 4K and Blu-ray, depends on what you want to look for. Break down then week by week the releases that are coming out, so you can kind of have an idea if you're see what's coming out in the future. It's kind of nice to see that calendar, and it's always being updated. Now, since they're hooked up with Amazon, at the top you'll see on every page you'll actually see a whole line of movies they're advertising deals. At the top here, you see a circle. Click on deals. See all deals, and that'll pull you up to another page. And then for me, usually all I care about is looking at 4K deals. That's my main priority. So I click on the 4K, and sort, it'll fill out everything. So then all you gotta do is look at the 4K deals, and there's all kinds of filters there you can go through and look, or just look at all of them randomly and choose through. And like right now, there's a shitload of the Black Friday deals are already started. So again, when it comes to shopping, this is a site I start with to get a jumping off point. I can see what the price is, that basically gives you a starting price. And then I will start going to the other sites to start comparing, the prices, or if we're looking at different editions and whatnot. So yeah, the Blu-ray.com is the Bible for our community. I'm sure everybody probably feels the same way. I love this site. So much information you can get off here. So now let's actually get into the actual retailer online sites. We'll start off what I call the big three. For me, all my shopping, or majority of my shopping, is Walmart, Amazon, and eBay. Some of you might wonder why I don't include Best Buy. I mean, we'll get to that, but that isn't my top. I don't buy from Best Buy that often. Their prices usually are pretty in line with Walmart and Amazon, but sometimes a lot of titles, a couple bucks more, or even more than that, depends on what you have. So Best Buy don't always have the best deals unless they got a sale or something going on. I mean, looking back, the last time I ordered movies from Best Buy was the Black Friday deal last November. I have not bought any movies from them this year at all. So among the big three, we'll start out with Walmart. Everybody knows what Walmart is. I get a lot of movies from them, the 4Ks. But always be very cautious with their pricing. I would consider both of them and Amazon, they have dynamic pricing. Prices don't always go down. Sometimes they will go up. I can add to my wish list, and a couple weeks later come back in. Oh shit, it's $5 more, and sometimes more than that. So you never know. You always have to keep an eye on what you're looking at and the pricing, because they go up and down so much. A good example of the big pricing differences was the Predator 4-film collection on 4K. I was wanting that for a long time. I was holding off. And if I went to get it, I was going to get it from Amazon, but all of a sudden it was like about $60. It's like, what the fuck? Apparently it was, low in stock, or having issues keeping them in stock. The popularity was jumping up there. Probably because they knew about the new Prey coming out. That might have been it. So I went over to Walmart, and even the price on it was jumping up. I was like, Jesus, what the hell's going on? And I lucked out. I had a previous, at that time I had a recent order that got screwed up, and I was dealing with an online chat associate, And because of the screw up, they went ahead and gave me a code for $15 off. So I went ahead and used that for my Predator collection. So I got that probably for, I think, 25 bucks maybe. And then, of course, about a month later, I think the prices went down. Amazon got them back in stock. That went down in price. So really be mindful, keep an eye on the pricing. It's all over the place. And of course, when it comes to shipping with Walmart, they actually increased their minimum purchase. So you have to spend 35 bucks to get free shipping for eligible items. I still have some sellers you have to pay shipping, but majority of the Walmart stuff, 35 bucks you get free shipping. Unless you sign up for Walmart Plus, we haven't done that. Because really, 35 bucks for a movie collector, say you find a good deal on a movie, you can just how hard is it to add another movie or two to get that $35 to get free shipping? So now when it comes to returns and refunds, I've never had any issues with Walmart. There's been a couple times I've had packages lost in transit, where they get stuck somewhere, they don't know where they're at, and so I've had no issues getting refunds on those. They're really good about it. And there's been a couple times I've actually, didn't like what we got and had no issues with getting set up for the return. You can print out they usually give you a choice. You can print out your own label and repackage it and send it out, or you can actually schedule a UPS or FedEx pickup. So I've had no issues at all there with returning and getting refunds. They've been really good. As far as pre-orders go, a lot of people out there love pre-ordering new releases. I typically don't because of cost-wise. The new releases, is too high in my opinion. I'm a cheapskate. I'm sorry. So I usually wait a couple of weeks to find some good deals on releases. But I did have one pre-order through the past year, I've only had 3 movies I've actually pre-ordered in the past year. One of them was at last November, December frame when they announced the Ghostbusters Ultimate Collection on 4K. And not long, I think within a week after the announcement, prices dropped. And even Walmart, they matched Amazon's price drop. So I jumped in, I pre-ordered it, and then when it came out, I actually had it shipped. I can't remember if I got it on the release day or maybe the day before, I can't remember. But it was very timely. I was very happy, got it, and plus it sold out and prices went up. But anyways, good experience with the pre-order there. So all in all, if you haven't dealt with Walmart online, as far as movies and stuff go, I definitely highly recommend. We order a lot of shit from there. We've always been happy. Mistakes happen, but they've always fixed. I think one of the things a few months back, they changed their site. One of the things I don't like in the wish list, you can't sort your wish list, which kind of sucks. Say we're buying something and we only need you have a budget, you want to find the cheapest available. So it's kind of nice to, be able to sort that price low to high. They don't offer that anymore. They used to, but then change their site and fuck that all up. So you go to your wish list, you can't sort it. It's just there. You have to go through and manually find the cheap ones if you want. Other than that, applaud them. Happy. Next up, we have Amazon. We got I think everybody knows about Amazon. If you don't, you've been living under a rock. Again, we've ordered a lot of stuff through Amazon over the years. And as pricing goes, a good chunk of the time they do have the best deals. But like with Walmart, they have dynamic pricing wells. Their pricing will go up and down. I have a big wish list, and sometimes they'll go back in. It's like, man, I remember that being lower than that, and all of a sudden it went up. And next time I look, it goes down. It's kind of screwy. It's crazy how prices go up and down, and not by a little bit. Sometimes I've seen $10 jumps. Anyways, their shipping, their minimums are, as far as I know, it's still $25 for to get $25, get your free shipping on eligible titles. And of course, if you have Prime, you get the free shipping, which we've never was enticed to get Prime. because as far as, you know, free shipping, with it's easy to get $25 of items, so that's never been a big issue. But we just did get Prime last month because of a big Prime sale. Oh god, we ordered quite a few 4Ks and I saved like $70 to $80. So right there, we've got our money's worth out of Prime. As far as shipping times, Amazon is pretty crazy when it comes to processing and shipping. You know, even without the Prime, there was times that would wait a week or so. You would see it processing before it even be shipped. And there was other times that would be shipped out the next day, even without Prime. And then since we've got Prime, we've had, you know, a couple orders get shipped out immediately. And then we've had a couple orders still wait several days of processing. So that's screwy. I don't know why it takes so long to process a freaking order. The one took so long. A few of the movies, the order got divided up into like 3 orders, and the final batch of like 3 or 4 movies, they didn't ship out. It was processing for, I think, about 5 days. And all of a sudden, we knew there was something else my wife and I ordered, and it got shipped out, and the package came. I was like, hey, everything was all bunched together. It's like they forgot the movies. Oh shit, they ordered some movies. Let's throw that in with the new order. That's what I felt like. But anyways, Amazon's pretty crazy when it comes to shipping. For returns and refunds, same experiences as Walmart. We had no issues. We've had orders where they've got lost, you know, got screwed up with the USPS. You know, you'd see it stuck somewhere and go several days without another scan. And so we would be able to get the order canceled and get refunded. And we've actually had a couple items where we weren't happy with, and we was able to return them and get a full refund. Applaud them, you know, great service. And for pre-orders, oh my god, bad experience here. If you watch my Friday 13th 4K review, I talk about it, because it came out in September. I ordered it a couple months ahead of time after they announced it. It's like, you know, $19.99. So that was a good deal right out the gate. So I pre-ordered it. A lot of times you see people get them the day before release, or sometimes the weekend before. So I was excited. I've been waiting for Friday 13th. I wanted to get this on 4K. And the weekend came, I checked, it hadn't been shipped. Release day came, nothing still was processing. And I checked every day, nothing. And after a couple of days, I finally got online, you know, a chat representative, and they gave me some canned responses, blah, 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 inventory issues. And I told them they were full of shit, because it says, you know, you go on the site, it's in stock. I went in that day and ordered it and had it shipped out. But my pre-order was being held up for some fucked up reason. A week after release, it still hadn't shipped, and then the Tuesday of that following week, it finally shipped out. I was pretty ticked off. I don't care. I know your Amazon Prime always gets first dibs, or I don't know how they deal with that stuff when it comes to pre-orders. But if you pre-ordered in advance, Prime or not, you should be at the top of that list to get your orders. So I was pretty pissed off about that. I know I made a statement saying I'd never pre-order from Amazon again. But right now, since we have Prime, I'm thinking of pre-ordering Highlander that's coming out next month. I got a good deal on it. So I think I'll give them another shot, see how it goes with Prime, to see if it's, you know, theory is maybe I'm going to get better treatment. That's what I figure. We'll find out, see how it compares to the last experience. So all in all, you know, Amazon have had, you know, great experiences. I always recommend, you know, purchasing from them. You know, if something gets screwed up, you get refunded. You know, you got your good deals. So I've been very, very happy with Amazon. So next up for the big 3 is eBay. I do most of my new releases I order from eBay, because I don't like paying that $30 price tag on a new release, especially when it's a new movie. There's no restoring. You know, I know it's a little work to get, you know, when taking a transfer, put on 4K, blah blah blah. I know it's work, but not like your boutique labels that take an old movie that has to pay licensing rights. You know, put the time in and doing a restore, new scans. I can understand those movies costing more, but a new movie, There's no restoration work needed. It should not cost $30. The 4K format's not new anymore. 25 tops. But my sweet spot is $20. I find new movies. That's my sweet spot. So a new movie comes out, I go on eBay. I look for people that are wanting to get rid of their movies, say they without a slip cover or a digital code. If you've watched my videos, I hate slip covers with a passion. I throw them away. I don't give a shit. Digital codes are not needed. So there's a lot of sellers out there that buy a movie, they pull the digital code out and resell the disc. I mean, that's a win-win for, the seller and buyer. They get a new release and they can resell their movie and make most of their money back. And I get a deal on a new release without the digital code. Like beginning of the year, I wanted it when Halloween Kills came out, $30. I waited about almost 2 weeks, and I finally found a copy for $20 without the digital code. Other ones I've got, like last year when Universal Monsters, Classic Monsters came out, I picked up, I think I spent $40 or $45 for it, fairly new without the digital code. And then Volume 2 just came out, and I just got that for those $35. So with the tax, I think it was like $41. So I got Volume 2. Anyways, I love the eBay. If you want a good deal, if you don't care about the digital codes, or if you want to sacrifice slip covers as well, look for those sellers. You can find some really good deals if you don't mind getting movies that way, or even just used. I've bought a lot of used of Blu-rays as well. A lot of your Goodwills have Blu-rays listed on eBay. And shipping times vary. Some sellers will get stuff out right away, and other times, they get turned into the USPS. You'll get a tracking number, but sometimes you'll see several days go by before they actually get the item to get shipped out. But sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes they're pretty quick. Again, I've never had any issues with the getting. I've only had a couple that I've actually had to return, but I've had a few refunds because items got lost in transit and the orders would get canceled. So overall, great experiences with eBay. Again, if you're looking for some good deals on new releases, if you don't mind buying without digital codes, slip covers, if you don't mind getting used either, I definitely keep them in mind. Do some shopping there. Sometimes I find they don't have any deals. It's hit or miss. You gotta give them a chance. So now that we got the big three out of the way, the rest of these I probably should be able to get through a little bit quicker. The next one we'll talk about is Best Buy. Again, I didn't include in the big three because I don't buy a lot from them. If they're having a sale, once in a while you'll see a good deal. But a lot of times their prices are the same or even a couple dollars more than Amazon and Walmart. Again, I have not bought any movies from Best Buy since last November. Right now they got some supposed Black Friday deals, and the ones I have, I'm like, these aren't freaking deals. So I'm sure they will have some more, and plus hopefully they'll have some in store. We'll have to wait and see. Last November we happened to go to Denver, and they had their Black Friday deals out early, and so we bought a whole bunch of them for $10. But overall, I've had good experiences with Best Buy. If I do order from them, I hadn't have issues getting anything. They're very timely about getting stuff out. I've never had any returns or refunds to worry about, so I'm not sure how good they are there. I'm hoping they're good. If anybody else out there know how, share your experiences. Let me know in the comments below. Now, next up is a newer site that came out maybe a year or so ago. It's Universal's own retail online site called Grove, and they've really when it comes, I do a lot of shopping. They're always running deals. You basically get on their site, sign up. They'll give you an email, and your first order you get 20% off. The free shipping on everything. If you order one movie, it's free shipping, or 10. No matter what you order, it's free shipping. And they got some really killer deals all the time. I'm constantly getting emails talking about what's, every week they got almost new deals coming out. And recently, because Universal and Warner Brothers share this, they actually use a distribution service called SDS, Studio Distribution Services. So recently, one of Grubb's sales, they had a 2 for a $32 4K sale. And almost everyone in the list was a Warner Brothers title. So it was kind of funny thinking, Universal's selling Warner Brothers titles, but then, they use the same distribution services. So, it's a win for us. We got some really good deals. I was proud that I got picked up a, Poltergeist and Lost Boys brand new titles. I bought both of them for $32. I thought I was hot shit. And now Amazon has them for $9.99 a piece. So my wife was rolling her eyes about that. But yeah, I definitely highly recommend, if you've never checked out Grubb, check them out. They got some great deals. Like I said, the free shipping. And they don't screw around shipping things out. I mean, several times my stuff is sent out the very next day. They don't wait around to process. It's processed and shipped out immediately. So again, highly recommended. Check out Grubb. Sign up, get that 20% off your first order. And check them out, especially they got some great deals going on. Now we'll talk about the Disney Movie Club. I joined this club years ago. I think I was still living in Ohio, so that's been 7-8 years ago. And it didn't take long. I bought quite a few and did the whole membership fulfillment thing. So I'm not required to buy anything anymore. I haven't actually bought anything from Disney for probably over a year. I mean, it's still got some great deals, but, selection-wise, even though they've got the Star Wars and Marvel and Fox now, there's just so many of them that I see I've already got and I already don't want. So they haven't been really enticing, but usually the deals they'd have is, to save money with Disney, you have to buy several at a time because they charge their full retail price for the first title. Then after that, you get the 50 or even sometimes 60% off. So if you want to save money, you got to wait and have it quite a bit and order a shitload of them at once. Then this is a really good site to go. You can really stock up on. Like I said, it's been over a year since I bought anything from them. There are a few that I do want. I just haven't got around to buying yet. But I just keep, I keep a membership going. Just so that way, if I want to do some shopping, it's there. So I definitely recommend. I mean, if you like Disney movies, and of course now, like I said, with Fox, Marvel, and Star Wars, if you want to pick up a lot of movies and add to your collection, I definitely recommend going this route, and you can save a boatload of money. You just pay that full price one movie and get the rest of them 50-60% off. Sometimes they have free shipping, but usually not. You'll get emails, something like tell you what the different offers they have. So next up is Etsy. It's kind of almost like an eBay. It's not really auctions, but just a resale site. Sellers get on and sell their stuff, new or used. And you can find a lot of oddball stuff, things that you might not find on eBay or anywhere else. This is where I found my, couple years ago when I was interested, I've always wanted a Star Wars, the original theatrical releases, but I've always wanted them on Blu-ray. And Lucas has his head up his ass and refuses to put them out again. And I refuse to buy the special editions. I don't want this other crap added in. I want the theatrical, but the best video audio quality. But they're not available. They have not officially been released. And someone on Facebook sent me a link to Etsy, and there was actually sellers on there, and they're actually, you can basically call them bootleg, but they call them the despecialized versions. And so I actually bought the Star Wars trilogy on Blu-ray, the original theatricals. And you would think, being a bootleg, unofficial, that it would be a crappy copies, but actually they did a wonderful job. I mean, they looked incredible and the audio was good. I was very impressed. I thought about doing a review on, but being that they're not unofficial, I don't want to promote the bootlegging, and it's like I don't want to pay money. I'd rather, I'm all for buying legal stuff, but I wanted Star Wars. And if you're a Star Wars fan, if you want the original trilogy on Blu-ray, look for the despecialized edition, and they are good. You won't be disappointed. Other oddball finds on Etsy was, I think that's where I bought my Blu-ray of Bright, the movie with Will Smith, done by Netflix. It's never officially been released on Blu-ray, and when I got it, I found it's actually just a promo copy where they sent out promoting the movie. I wish Netflix would get their heads out of their ass and get more of their stuff released. I mean, come on, it's a Will Smith action movie. It's gonna, get it out there. It's gonna make some money. They're not gonna lose anything. But anyways, Etsy is a nice place. I mean, recently I've been buying some little horror minifigs, which I did unboxing, showing some of those. Each new ones I get, I've been posting on my Instagram account, which I'll link below. You can, check out my Instagram. You can, sometimes I don't do videos for everything. Sometimes I'll just post a little update on my Instagram. But those little minifigs are really cool. The horror icons, Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy. So I'll be getting more of those. Those are really cool. Next up, another resale retailer, Mercari. It's another site you'll find some oddball stuff that you might not find anywhere else. Some really good deals. And then when I signed up and I saw they had sign up on your and get the app on your phone, and you get $20 off. And I was sitting there trying that over and over, but then all of a sudden we found out in fine print you had to spend $50 to get the $20 off. But still, I don't have a smartphone. My wife does, so I had her add the app to her phone. And I was like, what the hell? Mission Impossible, the 6-film collection on 4K, was I think $55. Bought it, got the $20 off. So I got the 6-movie collection on 4K for $35. Plus a few dollars. I can't remember what shipping was. It varies, But definitely, I bought some. I can't remember what else I bought, but yeah, I've had a good experience with the Mercari so far. Definitely recommend checking them out if you're looking for some different stuff. Next up, we got a boutique label, Vinegar Syndrome. They do some wonderful stuff, especially on the 4K releases. From what I've read, I've got one. The pricing is a little high. I bought the Amityville Horror. It was I actually pre-ordered it, and it came out. Fantastic job. And they released 2 versions, with and without a limited slipcover. I normally hate slipcovers, but I was like, oh, this is limited. This is pretty cool. I spent the extra few bucks. I got it. But yeah, they do Blu-rays as well. Definitely, like I said, check them out, the boutique label. Next up, we have a site I would consider an oxymoron. It's called Deep Discount. The reason I call it an oxymoron is because their shit is not discounted very good. I've bought, I think, 2 things from them in the last year and a half. When the Indiana Jones set came out last year, I pre-ordered it a few days before release because everyone else's, they were backed up and the prices were high. And I got a decent deal on the set. And sitting earlier this year, I wanted to get this new Spider-Man trilogy because the original Sony one sold out, so they reissued, and they had the best deal. But 99% of the time I've looked at Deep Discount, their prices are higher. So I don't know how the freak they stay in business because they are not a deep discount. That is bullshit. But check them out. I mean, you never know. Once in a blue moon, you might find something. So give it a chance. Next up, we have another boutique label, Shout Factory, which also Scream Factory is part of them. I mean, if you collect it all, you probably have heard about them. And if you're new to the collecting, they do some really good stuff. They're all about quality. They put out some really good releases that the other studios don't want to put out, and they just buy up the rights on a lot of films out there and put out themselves. Shipping wise, my experience with Shout Factory, a couple months ago I ordered, like I said, a couple of those Shout Select titles. 1 or 2 of them got back ordered, so they ended up separating. They shipped one out. I got it very timely, and all of a sudden the website doesn't update. It just shows the other one's processing. I've never dealt with them before, so I was being new to them. I didn't know how they did things. And if they do that, if you have that, basically once the other ones ship out, they'll give you a new tracking number. And so I think it was probably about a week later they apparently they got them from a different warehouse or something, but they finally shipped out, got the new tracking number, and got them quick. As far as their big sales, they just had a Shocktober sale last month. I put in an order on October 8th, and of course right away, they had things saying expecting delays because of the amount of orders coming in. It's like, okay, that's fine. I can live with a little bit of delay. A week goes by, nothing. A couple weeks go by, no emails, nothing telling me that when stuff is going to ship. I want a freaking update. Let me know. So I finally send them a message and actually reply, tell me they sent out a big bulk email to everybody when stuff was going to be shipped out. Well, I didn't get it. And basically anything ordered by a certain date, you would get shipped on this date. Mine came after that, so mine is scheduled to ship November 8th. So we'll find out. I think it's a bunch of bullshit to wait a freaking month before they ship something out. It's like, I agree with Ken on mid-level media. They probably got one guy in a warehouse picking orders. I think I can do a better job than that. Anyways, we'll see how that goes. Not the greatest experience with their sale, especially when a couple of them I ordered. Like, I ordered Alligator and the Howling, and hell, a couple weeks after I ordered them, I seen those cheaper elsewhere. I'm like, I probably could have canceled the order and bought them somewhere else, but at that point I was like, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna write it out and we'll see what happens. So be forewarned, and if you ever order from a Shop Factory during a big sale, you're gonna be waiting for a while. Next up, we have another boutique label, Kino Lorber. Man, I have been hearing so much about this company in the past couple years, and everybody's raving about how they just do a wonderful job on their 4K releases. And I finally got some. The first few Kino titles I bought I actually got through Amazon. Like I said, and I agree with everybody when they talk about the Kino Lorber. They do a wonderful job. And then they had their own Shocktober sale last month, so I did pick up a few from them. And then the processing time wasn't that long. I was very happy with my experience ordering from them. I definitely recommend if you order from them, look for the deals, because it's weird. I just like Shop Factory, it's weird how the source of the material, the prices are higher, but then you can buy them through a secondary seller cheaper. I've never figured that out. Usually it's supposed to be, you buy from the source, it should be cheaper, right? But no, usually even Kino Lorber, their prices are a little higher, so most generally any of their titles, look for them somewhere else, and you'll most likely get them cheaper. But look for those sales. Like I said, that Shocktober sale, they had some really good deals. Even bought a couple older titles. I did a review on Space Invaders, and got that on Blu-ray. I got another boutique label we have here, Arrow Video. Another one, they do a wonderful job on their presentations. I don't have too many Arrow. I think the one that stands out for me that I have is Flash Gordon on 4K. Phenomenal job. I loved it. And again, the prices on their site are a little higher. You can probably find them cheaper elsewhere. But of course, they've been, I don't know if it's still going on, but they've recently had their own sale. I've never ordered directly from them, so I can't tell my experience with them as far as ordering, back catalog or pre-ordering. Please, anyone out there, please comment below. Tell me what your experiences are with Arrow. I definitely will check them out sometime and order from them. Okay, another boutique label we have here is Criterion. The company has been around for a long time. I have a couple laser discs that were done by Criterion, and every format that comes out, they pick movies that have like a following that has a statement within the movie industry. Like on DVD, I remember I had I think Armageddon. I had a Criterion edition of that, and then of course the Blu-ray, they continued to have Criterion versions. And now with 4K, they're doing the same thing. They got the criteria. They've been putting out some of their own stuff. But for me, a lot of the titles from Criterion, there's very few that I would like to have in my collection. Majority of the movies I probably never even heard of. Definitely, I want to support them, but there's, like, do I want this in my collection? I don't think so. Especially at their prices. Their prices on their movie are, no freaking way I'm not paying $50 for a release. Even right now, they have a 50% off sale going on, which we'll get through with the next seller. But even at the 50% off, $25. So there are a couple I wouldn't mind having. They don't do as many mainstream movies as I remember in the previous formats. They're doing a lot of oddball stuff, which is good for some people that are really into this old classic film noir. It's just not my cup of tea. So if you like some of that stuff, have at it. It's just not me. Now next up is Barnes & Noble retailer. I think everybody knows they have stores all over the place. They're online retailing. That's where they're having the Criterion 50% off sale right now. I've never personally dealt with them. Even their stores, their stuff is high priced. I don't think I've ever bought a single item from Barnes & Noble. I've been in a couple of their stores. Again, I've looked, walked out. Now, next up is a place some of you might not know about. It's called Hamilton Book. They carry a lot of books, but they also carry movies. They don't carry a lot of 4Ks. When you get on the site, the top bar, you click. They don't have a separate browse function for 4K. You click on the Blu-rays, and over on the left-hand side, it'll show 3 items checked, and it'll say 4K, Blu-ray, and Blu-ray 3D, I think. So like I said, I just want to look at 4Ks. So I uncheck the 2 Blu-rays and then apply that, and it'll pull up all the 4Ks. And normally they don't have a lot of 4Ks. Usually 60 to 65 titles is about what they have. But some of them are. I've even bought a few of them there for less than $10. A couple no-name titles, and some of the mainstream titles they even had cheap. Like the live-action Aladdin, they've got real cheap now. But you can't pay me to buy. I hate that movie. I will never own that movie. So I don't care how cheap it is. I'm not owning that one. But that's where I bought my Halloween movies, the 4Ks. It's like, why spend $35 to $37 for a movie from Shout Factory when Hamilton Book had it for, I think I got them for $22.95. I think they still got a few of them available. They don't have the new set yet. I'll be keeping an eye out for that. So definitely check out that. And their Blu-rays, they have a ton of Blu-rays dirt cheap for, some of as low as $3, $5. I think the old Earthquake movie is $4.95. And as far as service goes with Hamilton, the first time I ordered from them, it wasn't a good experience. My first order took forever for it to get shipped, and their customer service wasn't the greatest. I couldn't get much help for them, but the next time I ordered, had no issues. So I like to, if I have a bad experience somewhere, I give them a second chance. You never know. But I definitely highly recommend picking them up if you're looking for some good deals. Next up, we have a Zavi. If you've been into collecting, if you've probably heard the name, they do a lot of Zavi exclusives where they do their own editions of movies where you can't get anywhere else. And it's a UK-based site. And they have some really good deals at times. Now, the first time experience, and we ordered several, some 4Ks and Blu-rays from them for a really good price. And I knew coming from the UK, I'm patient. I can wait a while. It might take a bit. But then there was no tracking. They only had within their postal service, it would track. After that, I found out through customer service, I had a couple different times I had to talk to someone, that basically once it gets out to a certain point, there's no more tracking. So for the longest time I was like, what the hell is going on? And I finally talked with other people like on Instagram that I know buy from Zavi, and they backed up saying how it would take a while, sometimes 3 to 4 weeks to get something from Zavi. So once I knew that, I was a little bit more patient. I think my order did take like 4 weeks to get. And the next time I ordered from them, I had that in my mind, so I wasn't impatient. I didn't get PO'd, and I got that, I got in a 3 to 4 week time frame. So at least I know now when I order from them, it's going to take that long. So if you live in the U.S., if you order from Zavi, it's going to take you a while, but they got some good deals. And even if you're willing to spend the extra money, they got a lot of nice collector's editions, stuff that you can only get through them, special edition, box sets, steel books. So definitely, I highly recommend checking out. They got some really nice stuff. Next up, we have another UK seller called HMV.com. They have a little bit of everything: music, movies, TV stuff, other merchandise. I have never dealt with them, so I don't know how they are. Their prices I'm not sure how their prices seem a little high compared. And just another site to check out. Next up, we have another one called Bull Moose. Basic up in the New England, Northeast states. Jeff over at Films at Home. I know he's talked about the Bull Moose a lot because he lives up in that area. And they actually have stores to go to, and they actually have an online site so that you can order from. And actually, since they actually buy movies, so they actually sell used titles as well. So they got some really good deals. I even saw some the other night, even new and used. They have some really good deals. So definitely check them out. All right, next up we have another boutique label called Imprint. It's an Australian label, and they're kind of new to the game. I have not dealt with them yet. I know Jeff over at Films at Home. He's bought some from Imprint and had some pretty good things to say. They're a little high priced. Also the shipping, shipping from Australia to US is quite a bit. But at the same token, they've got some titles that they put out on Blu-ray that never been released on Blu-ray. So definitely, if you want something bad enough, you're going to pay for it. But they're definitely an option you want to check out. Next up, we have another boutique label, Synapse Films. I've never bought any of their films yet. I've heard some pretty good things about them as far as 4Ks and Blu-rays. I've heard they do some pretty good job, and they got their own website you can order from. Another site you can have here is called MVD Rewind. They do a lot of pretty cool releases. Their Rewind line has their covers, slipcovers actually look like VHS cases with the movie coming out. So those are pretty cool. I kind of like that with seeing that on a Blu-ray release, and kind of throwback to how physical media started. I have not bought anything from MVD yet. I mean, they have their own stuff that they produce themselves. And also, they actually stock other boutique labels there as well. Like they have Blue Underground, which I've never dealt with. They have quite a bit of stuff. I've heard pretty good things about them. They also, we just talked about the Synapse Film. You can actually buy Synapse Film titles through MVD as well. And there's some other ones that carry as well you can check out. Now we're kind of coming to the end. Other places check out, Target, their online site. You can check them out. I've never ordered anything online through them. And I think you can pre-order from them as well. I'm not sure. Please comment below. Let me know. Or go to their stores and find some deals. Where a lot of them are getting rid of their physical media selections and hard to find some stuff. Now, other places as far as going to the stores and not online, definitely recommend checking out the Big Lot stores, Dollar Tree, Dollar General. You can find some really good deals on DVDs and Blu-rays. I've yet to come across any 4Ks at any of these places yet. But if you want cheap deals, definitely check out, go to the website, check out where their locations are, and find some near you and check out what they have. Dollar Tree it's a crapshoot what you're going to find at their stores. Some have nothing, some have a lot. Sometimes they have a lot of DVDs but no Blu-rays. Some have a really good selection of Blu-rays. So at $1.25, I can't complain. You really add to your collection. But at the same time, a lot of movies you don't know if they're any good, so you're throwing money away. Sometimes I've bought a lot of them at $1 a piece, and then I get them home, I go to watch them, and they're like, this is a crappy movie. This was a waste. But definitely keep those in mind if you want some cheap deals on movies. Check out their stores. So that pretty much wraps up what I know. I can think of as far as where to buy movies, the stores and online retailers. If I've missed any, if you know of any other ones, please comment below. Also, it'd be nice to know your experiences with some of these sellers, good or bad. Share in the comments below. So maybe those viewers out there that don't have any experience, they can kind of have a heads up of what to expect. I'm hoping some of you out there are new to the collecting physical media, and you may have learned something from this. Glad to maybe help you out a little bit. Also like to give a shout out to what I've already mentioned, Mid-Level Media and Films at Home. I watch their channels all the time. Some really good reviews, information. If you want to know what's coming out, the rumors, news, like Mid-Level Media, Ken does a great job of keeping you updated there. And the Films at Home, Jeff does a lot of great reviews, and sometimes he'll post other odds and ends, news updates, and other discussion videos. Another shout out would be, I think, Serial at Midnight. I've watched some of his videos. He's pretty good to watch. He'll have some really good oddball discussions some people probably wouldn't think of that are, you watch and it's like, well, that's actually pretty interesting. So in all, I hope you enjoyed this. Please check out my other videos on my channel. Like and subscribe and turn your bell notifications on. So we'll see you soon. Geek out.